Hi guys, it's your favorite technical analyst here again, and I am Gift Artrino. Welcome to the sixth episode of Chat Time series. Before I go any further, I know it's been a very long time I came around here on YouTube to show you my charts and basically show exactly the things I'm looking forward to doing in the financial market. I mean, it's been a very long month and even week for me in the last 2 3 months now. However, I'm very excited today to share with you guys the things I'm going to be looking at today. So, before we go any further, if this is the first time of you coming to my channel, I want you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification button so that whenever I post videos that is as valuable as this, you get to see them and then you also get to walk through them so you can get those opportunities on time as the market always waits for nobody. So chat time series is actually a part of my YouTube where I come here to show, both investors and traders how I actually view the market, how I analyze the market, and also generate trading ideas which I use to, you know, make money at the end of the day. And that is exactly what this video is all about. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through various currency pairs and oil. Of course, there are quite a number of opportunities that are currently forming in today's market. So without further ado, let's go into the charts. The top-down analysis approach is an approach to the market that helps you holistically view the market from a higher time frame. See, it's more like you're sitting on top of the wall, like Brennan Boy, right? And sitting on top of the wall. You're sitting on top of the wall. You can possibly see every of the landscape of the earth. So that is exactly what the top-down analysis approach really helps you do as a trader. So I like to always utilize this approach because it pretty much just makes me very accurate with my analysis and also generating trading ideas as well. So basically, yeah. So on the monthly time frame, I remember my session with Joshua like 2 3 weeks ago. I remember vividly we were looking at the dollar index, and I told him that the dollar index is most likely going to hold at this support level because from the top analysis, I realized that we have now. If you look at the dollar index from on the monthly time frame, you discover that we have a triple bottom here, right? We have a triple bottom here. So this is the chart pattern that tells us that whenever we have a triple bottom on a major support level, I mean, there's bound to be a level of or a kind of reaction. And I've actually seen this as at the time I saw this was like 3 weeks ago. Then we're having the dollar trade just right around here. And I told him that I am very positive my probability on the dollar holding strongly at this support area of about 102, it's very high. And fortunately, at the end of the month of August, we realized that you can see a bullish engulfing candlestick just erupting right above the support level, and you can see this area holding right. So this is just what the top-down analysis helps us do. A lot of people have been going long and short on the dollar-based pairs for various reasons. But I was very confident that at the end of the day, I had to just sit on my hands because I know for a fact that if this support level holds strongly, and apparently we can see the triple bottom chart pattern, forget about it. It is bound to react, and we're about to see upward movement on the dollar index. So an upward movement on the dollar index would actually mean that pairs like GU, that's GBP USD, Euro USD, AUD USD will significantly fall. So I'll go over that again. When there is a significant upward movement on the dollar index, it gives us an inverse, it plays an inverse relationship on pairs like the GBP USD, Euro USD, and Aussie dollar. Okay, that's the AUD USD pair. That is just what happens. So from here, on the higher time frame, I can literally see a triple bottom. I can see a triple bottom on a major support level, right? I can see a triple bottom on the major support level, right? And on the weekly time frame, let's just go ahead to see what is happening. So I remember in the course of 3 weeks ago, while I was also working with my very good friend on this particular pair, this was what I said. I told him that at the end of the day, Joshua, are you there? Okay, sorry, Joshua, your mic was unmuted. Could you please mute your mic? All right. Thank you very much, Joshua. So yeah, sorry about that. So I remember about 3 weeks ago, while I was looking at the dollar index, I told my colleague that at the end of the day, you need to be careful because I realized that on the dollar index as well, there's actually a minor resistance level. So what is a minor resistance level? These are actually levels that price tend to react as well. Some people call it the supply zone. So on the weekly time frame, I actually found out that there is actually a minor level on the chart as well. So you'd realize that every point in time where price comes to this zone, you see price reacting. You get me? At every point in time, price actually traded around the zone. You see price reacting. So it reacted here, it reacted here, it reacted here, and it reacted here. It has reacted apparently 3 times. And because it has reacted that way, I told my colleague that times like this, at times you really want to be a lot more patient. Because at the end of the day, remember, as much as a technical analysis, I come here to, analyze the market and see exactly what the market is doing, and generate insight on what the market is most likely going to do in the future based on the information I've been able to generate. I try as much as possible not to come out as a predictive analyst, because sometimes at the end of the day, the market actually tells you what needs to happen. The market will give you hints of what is most likely going to happen. And you, based on the probability you're able to gather out, maybe the upward movement or downward movement, you're going to act on it. So I told my colleague that at the end of the day, I would basically like to sit on my hand and not do anything regarding, pairs like GU, AU, and EURUSD. And that's because this area is a minor supply region. It's an area where sellers are pretty much holding. So the question now is for the dollar index, would suppliers hold this and push this back, or would buyers just become aggressive and take the price upward, giving strength to the dollar? So that is the big question. But then I can tell you categorically that because I'm a absolute price and I follow price action, I believe strongly that if we break this minor level, this minor area, because at the end of the day, I remember I had my counter trend line here. I was expecting a breakout of my counter trend line and a pullback to this area. Let price sit just right above my counter trend line. I know it for a fact that price will go up significantly. That's exactly what's going to happen. So the current bone of contention on the dollar index is this area, about 104.632 area. It is an area you should look forward to, just sit on your hand and observe closely because we can have suppliers take it down aggressively. However, we could also have buyers hold it significantly well and just push it upward. So that is exactly my take on the dollar index on the weekly time frame. So the ideas we're able to generate is at the end of the day, in the coming week or in the coming month, we might see the dollar potentially giving us a good upward momentum to the upside. You can see the dollar trading upward, in the coming weeks. And that is because we've seen it that on the monthly time frame, we have a triple bottom on the major support level area. The triple bottom is a chart reversal pattern. And on the major support area, on the monthly time frame. Now, all this information that I've been able to gather just gives me in mind that long term, there is a higher probability that the dollar index would give us a bull run. I'll go over that again. There's a higher probability that the dollar index will give us a bull run in the coming weeks or months, as long as we break this area of resistance. If we break this area of resistance and this resistance becomes an area of support, best believe me, the next target level for the dollar index, we're going to be seeing the dollar trade to around 108. And if it breaks this area, which is here, next target level for the dollar index, if it breaks this area of resistance, the next target level is 108, and until then, we're just going to sit closely and watch what happens with the dollar index. So that's my brief analysis of the dollar index. Let's quickly go into other pairs that Joshua wants me to look into. Okay, so the GBP USD. So I've been looking at GBP USD for a while now, and that's because I have been, long term I've been bearish on this particular pair. Short term I was bullish, and that's because we saw what happened. Now, if you look at this pair from the monthly time frame as well, you'll realize that we've been having like the overall trend is actually bearish. And what ascertains that now? Just take this um our trend line actually just ascertains the fact that this particular pair is a bearish pair. So at the end of the day, we can see a heavy downward momentum just to the downside. And as long as we are yet to, trade around here, even break this particular trend line, I don't think, GU is bullish in any sort for the meantime. However, until then, my bias on the pound USD is a bearish bias. So on a monthly time frame, I can, find significant, bearish momentum. Also, my Fibonacci. So Fibonacci is an amazing tool I like to use. It's a very great tool I like to use. My Fibonacci also tells me that at this particular area as well, you know, sorry, let me just clean. I like to keep my charts clean. Let me just do this. Give me a second. Okay, so these are just areas that I'm concerned with. Okay, so remember, this is an analysis we're doing on the monthly time frame. So do I trade on the monthly time frame? Absolutely not. I actually execute on the 4 or 1 hour time frame. However, like I said, I go on the higher time frame to really see what is going on holistically. It gives me an accurate bias of how to trade the market on the lower time frame. So that is exactly what I'm doing, and that is why I'm currently analyzing on this time frame. So at the end of the month of August, we can see, this candlestick looks like a hammer, right? We can see the resistance level is looking strong, right? And we can see the bullish momentum, right? I really wouldn't call this I wouldn't call this a bullish engulfing candlestick. However, we can see potentially that this area of resistance is holding strongly, because at the end of the day, we can see price trading just right below it, right? So it means this area is a significant level. And if this area is a significant level, what that means as well is that we would see there's a tendency that we have suppliers taking charge here, pushing this price down as well. And this is from a monthly time frame. Let's just check what historic data shows us. So basically, you realize that at every point in time where price traded below here, you can see heavy momentum to the downside, right? And if that wouldn't do, you realize that at every point in time, price tried as much as possible to come up. You see price coming down significantly as well. In this current day, of course, we didn't have price come touch this level at all. However, we can see the heavy weak rejection. So this is just the area of supply in some sense, right? And that is why we have significant pullback to the downside, or significant movement to the downside as well. So on the money time frame, my trend line is telling me that this is a bearish market long term. I could also, I also saw that with my Fibonacci also gives me further confidence of the fact that this my Fibonacci also tells me that this market is heavily going to fall. 0.5 to 0.6 area is a significant area of the Fibonacci tool. Once price comes here, and here's the thing. Price action is king, right? Whenever you have, let me just share this secret. I don't know if it's a secret, but here is just a hack. I'll call it a hack, okay? Because it works. I've actually had experiences with this working on different occasions. It works. Now we're on the money time frame. Whenever you have the Fibonacci, whenever you have the Fibonacci, the trend line, and a support or resistance level aligned together, best believe that is all you need to execute a trade, because it is a very probable setup to the direction you are trading. I'll go over that again. Whenever you see the trend line, the Fibonacci, and the major or minor support or resistance level all aligned together, best believe that setup is 95% going to play out. Is 95% most likely going to play out. That is the hack. Okay. So on the weekly time frame, so On the monthly time frame, apparently we actually saw that we have our trend line pointing to the downside that GU is going to fall. We also have sorry about that. We also have our Fibonacci pointing to the downside that, of course, this market is going to fall. And we also have, the market also trading right below this major resistance level. So this alone is pretty much enough information for us to use in creating trading ideas, to actually make profit off the market. And now on the weekly time frame, I can also see something very see I can pretty much this looks like a head and shoulder pattern. This looks like a head and shoulder pattern on the weekly time frame, right? So this looks like a head and shoulder pattern on the weekly time frame. So this the head. So just give me a second. Right shoulder. For me, stop looking too. Sorry, you can be hearing weird background noise at the moment. It's raining here, so just bear with me. So it looks like a head and shoulder pattern. Now we can see these informations are very, very key and important, right? Because on the monthly time frame, we've identified the fact that we have our trend line, our Fibonacci, and our major resistance level holding on significantly. On the weekly time frame, I can potentially see a head and shoulder pattern reversal. So a head and shoulder pattern is a reversal pattern. So at every point in time, we see reversal patterns such as double bottom or triple bottom or triple top, head and shoulder pattern or inverse head and shoulder pattern. These patterns are reversal pattern. Mind you, I need you to also pay attention to the fact that the head and shoulder pattern in the weekly time frame is actually aligning on it's giving us further confluence because it is happening on a major resistance level. It's holding on a major resistance level. So that is more than enough information to best believe that GUUSD is a falling market. As long as this holds, best believe that it's a falling market, okay? So that is exactly what informations like this give us when we use the top-down analysis approach in analyzing the market. Now on the daily time frame, you realize I have a minor resistance level here, a minor support level here. So apparently I was looking at this chart about 2 weeks ago until last week, and I knew that at the end of the day, for this market to fall, I need price to trade right below here, below this minor level, because at the end of the day, previous week, I realized that at every point in time when price got here, demand area was holding strongly. So it's a demand zone that buyers took significantly and they took advantage of it. That is why when price got here, you can see the rally to the upside. However, because on the higher time frames like the monthly and the weekly time frame, we potentially see that all the information we could gather was that this market is bearish, it is going to fall. So what that simply means as well is that short term, you could always see buying biases, or you could also always see short-term buys on a particular pair. However, it doesn't invalidate the fact that on the long term, a particular pair is going to sell. So this is what it simply means. If on the higher time frame, like the monthly and the weekly, the buyers I have there is overall it's going to fall. And on the shorter time frames, like the daily or the 4 hours or 1 hour, all I'm saying is buying biases. It is very important that I stick with the higher time frame bias, because at the end of the day, the higher time frame will always influence whatever price action, decision, or ideas that is being generated on the lower time frame. I'll go over that again. The higher time frame will always invalidate whatever happens on the lower time frame. So if you stick to anything at all, any bias, ensure that it aligns with all the bias you've been able to generate at the higher time frame or the highest time frame of a particular trading pair. I hope you get that, and I hope that pretty much helps. Because at the end of the day, sometimes I've seen people go long when the overall bias of a particular trade is short, right? They go long, and maybe some people are aware that they could be counter trading the trend, However, not everybody gets aware of things like that. People get just analyze stuff on the lower time frame, and at the end of the day, they're so surprised that why is my stop loss hitting? Sometimes all you need to do is just take a break and just look broadly at what is happening on the higher time frame to really understand. When you see the things happening on the higher time frame, it helps you shape your understanding. It helps you align with what is being done, by the big boys and the big banks, because this is how they trade. You don't expect, a bank that is investing, let's say, over 300 million naira to just take trade and execute trades on 1 hour. It's a lot of money, for crying out loud. Yeah, I hope that helps. I don't want to give out too many information. So that is just so on the daily time frame. You can see that we have price hit here because this is a major level, and that is why you see here is pretty much holding. It's a major resistance level. You can see a double top here on the daily time frame. You get me? And you can see that during the course of last week, price actually broke this minor support level. It came and retested. Price action, sometimes you just need to be patient because, the market will just always want to fulfill, its technical areas. You can see that there was a breakout, and because this is a minor level, actually, there was a breakout of this support, this minor support level. You can see price also retraced as well to further giving us a triple bottom on a daily time frame, and this is happening on a major resistance level, and you can see price hitting us down. So best believe GU, the next target level, if this area holds strongly, the next target level is actually 1.238. Best believe. So you heard it here. You heard it first from me. The next target level, if this minor level holds strongly, the next target level is 1.2387. That is going to be the next target level. So this is exactly how I generate my trading ideas. So I'm basically going to be looking for potential entry. So at the end of the day, I should have taken my entry already on Friday, but I think Friday was the last day of the month. Sorry, it was the first day of the month, and I just wanted to chill, and in the coming week, I can potentially see myself taking very good entry, sell position entries on GU because it is going to drop, best believe. So I'm actually going to be looking at entries like this. My entry, I'm going to be looking for, I should have basically just taken my entry here, but I'll wait for a significant pullback. I just want to see a pullback, possibly a pullback that trades just right below here. I need to see a pullback to this area. Let's this hold strongly, and then a bearish engulfing candlestick would give me a good entry on GU. So that is what I'm potentially looking forward to doing next week. This week, stroke next week, whatever. So as long as this holds, best believe GU is going to drop. However, if this does not hold, if this holds strongly, you can see the buyers taking it up as well. But trust me, long term, GU is going to sell.
Trust me.
I like it. So yeah, my charts on USD CHF. So basically, on the monthly time frame, you can see it's a downtrend, right? Because apparently, you can see if you consider market structure, you can see higher low, lower low, higher low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low. So market structure, the principle states that when we are seeing market structure forming such as lower high, lower lows rather, I meant lower highs and lower lows. Sorry about that. So I expect that there should be a lower low here and a lower high here rather, and another lower low. So it's that basic, yeah. So apparently at the end of last month, look at what we closed as. So I believe that what is pretty much happening here is market is basically trying to fulfill technical areas, which is it just happens. Okay, so I really feel okay. So let me quickly show you this. Let's just scroll down to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, yeah, you would realize that okay, let's just draw a trend line. So here is, can you see this? Okay, can you see this? Yeah. So this can be tricky. Why I said this can be tricky is at the end of the day, this might just be a breakout, right? Might just be a breakout. Then you see it continually fall, or we see price just coming to fulfill technical orders. Technical areas. So what I mean by price fulfilling technical areas is at the end of the day, this is a major resistance level, right? Might just see price coming here to fulfill this, the end that it sits appropriately just right here. Because if I take this minor area down to this place, this is what I would have. So this is a minor area, right? This is a major area. So at the end of the day, price fulfilling technical areas might just be because at the end of the day, this used to be a support, right? So like the rule of price action when support becomes resistance, so it's pretty much more like you would observe that on the weekly time frame, since price broke out significantly, it's a heavy volume. And mind you, the rules of price action, when there is a significant drop of a pair, you should expect to see an equivalent significant pullback before you see price, continue in its overall direction. So I pretty much believe that that is exactly what is happening with USD So we just want to see price, price has significantly dropped. We want to see price significantly pull back. And you'll also realize still on the weekly time frame, you realize that at every point in time where there is a major drop on USD there is pretty much a significant pullback. So I believe that as a trader, you should be glad there is actually significant pullback, because whenever there's a significant pullback, I feel it gives you the leverage to go in, to grab the next big move that is going to happen. So that is why I am very optimistic for USD I believe USD will drop. I don't know when, however, I believe it will drop very soon. It will drop. So once this minor area, once it fulfills this whole area and it holds significantly, when I begin to see significant drops around here, best believe I am shorting this pair because it's going to drop. So let's just see let me check out what my Fibonacci. So this is lower high, right? A lower low. Yeah. Sorry about that. Lower high, and then we have a lower low. So at the end of the day, you can see this is exactly what I'm saying. Remember I said earlier that when it's a hack, that has always been on price action. When we have trend line, Fibonacci, and a major area of support or resistance all aligned together, best believe price would react and do its thing. So my buyers on USD it's a sell. Yeah, and I'm hoping that price comes here to, just basically fulfill all technical areas, and then it will begin to drop. That is what I believe. So on the daily time frame, what's going on? So yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah, I remember what CHF did to me around this area. Like it did. Funny enough, CHF did something that was very, very funny when it was trading just right here. So let me just quickly give you guys the gist. So what happened was I was counter trading this pair I think some 2 months ago. I made money, long in this pair all the way from here because I already seen a double top on a weekly time frame previously. And then, I was just I think I had my entry somewhere around here. Yeah, I had my entry somewhere around here after the spool, but I had my entry somewhere around here. So I made a lot of money. So at the end of the day, prior to that, like I said, I was counter trading. I made a lot of money, long in this market to this very area. But I realized that because I just pretty much slept on the fact that overall this trend was a falling market. So I was expecting it to, at least complete its wave, let it get to this point, because my expectation was anything that will make this market pull back or reverse, I need to see it get here before it begins to reverse, because I'm aware that the market overall, it's a bearish market, right? So I forgot that it was a bearish market and I was just waiting for it to pull back, get to this place and then pull back. Before I started seeing downward movement and it gave us this. I was like, okay, my bias then changed. I was like, oh, this market was going to sell. So in the course of the week, while it was selling here, I'm sorry, this might be boring, but trust me, I'm showing you a lesson that would help you not lose money, right? So what happened? Yeah, let me just go to the 4 hours so you see correctly. So what happened during the course of this week? So while I already switched my bias because I knew overall was going to fall, you know, was I switched my bias. I switched my bias to sell it, right? But then, I didn't have my resistance here because I wasn't paying closer attention to this, right? So I was like, okay, at the end of the day, I'd seen price break out. So I don't know what was going on. I just realized, I just discovered that price was this range for like, I think a week or two, if I'm not mistaken. So this is January 2023. This happened for like, Yeah, this happened for like 2 weeks back to back. So this range happened for like 2 weeks. I wasn't aware that it was ranging. However, a minus resistant level was holding significantly, which was this. I had no idea. So at this point, I think I took my entry here. I took my entry here. I just had my stop loss pretty much above here. Yeah, just pretty much above here. I took my entry somewhere here, I guess. I had my stop loss right above here. So at every point in time, I saw that, oh, I was in profit. Before you know it, blew me out. It hit my stop loss. It took me away. I was like, what's this? I just left it, and I didn't know what was happening, but I just left it because most times when I'm pretty much like, well, I don't know what to do when I'm looking at the chart. I just leave it. I let go, right? And then I think 2 weeks later, I then came to check it and I realized all that was happening was all these technical levels was just being fulfilled. At the end of the day, it was a support level, right? It broke out. All that wanted to happen was it to fulfill a technical areas or levels and let it hold strongly. And it continued to the like it continued further to the downside. And when it began to drop, guys, this is real life shit. Like this is a real deal. Yeah, when it began to fall, look at the heavy move, and this is pretty much like over 150 peak if I'm not mistaken. What the hell am I even saying? Can you see this is 397 peak movement? That is exactly what happened, and this actually happened in just 9 days. So an equivalent of 9 days. So it took another 9 days to an equivalent of like 2 weeks rather. So I mean, price was ranging for exactly 2 weeks, and it dropped significantly for another 2 weeks. So the lesson of this story I just shared with you guys is at the end of the day, when market is pretty much acting irrationally, the best thing you can do is just sit down, have your levels plotted out, just exactly how I did mine, and wait. That is what you needed to do. So this particular area you see here was because, of course, I wanted to come back trade, right? Because I knew there was a double bottom here. You can see this is a significant level. There was a double bottom here. I was holding on to just take. By the end of the day, I looked at the chart. I was like, it's not worth it. I don't want to just do it. Let me just chill and wait. So I'll delete this right away. Okay. So at the end of the day, this particular experience really further shaped my trading. It made me got a lot better because I had my screenshot, I had my video. I always look at them like I won't make this kind of mistake again. So this is exactly how we get better as traders as well. Sorry, I just wanted to chip that in order to say this, which is at the end of the day, just be patient. Price might just be coming here to fulfill technical orders because since it broke this major support level, it has not retested. So now it's retested. So just hold on and see that okay, technical levels are just coming to be fulfilled. So at the end of the day, let's just see how these technical areas, react. So once price gets here and we see, price continue to go upward, we know, okay, our validation to shorten this market has become invalid. But if it comes here and holds strongly, let's see what happens in this area. If it comes here and holds strongly, best believe we are going for a short on USD CHF, and it's going to be very, very amazing. So guys, that's all I quickly wanted to say about CHF. So yeah, the other pair I'm looking out for during the course of this week is EURUSD. So like I said, I already analyzed the dollar index. You already see what I was seeing, and I explained to you that whatever the dollar index is doing, it is the direct opposite of what. So the dollar index movement is inversely proportional to what in currency pairs like Euro USD, Pound USD, and Aussie dollar does, right? So that is exactly what it is. Now, on the monthly time frame for the Euro USD, you would realize that it's a downtrend as well. And in the last month, on the course of the last 2-3 months, it's just been pretty much ranging, right? And at the end of last month, you can see it just closed. It closed slightly around the resistance level, the resistance area, right? And pretty much you would see, if you look at this area very, very well, you see that it pretty much looks like a triple bottom, right? It's a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3, right? So the question is, are we exhausted or is it time to fall? Like I said, triple bottom, triple top, head and shoulder pattern, inverse head and shoulder pattern. These are reversal patterns. Reversal patterns are patterns that from the word reversal, right? Once it forms in a certain area, best believe it is going to reverse. And that is exactly what we can see on EURUSD as well. And this has just formed on a major support level, right? And as at today, which is the third day of the month of September, we can see that price is pretty much trading right below the resistance level. So what is going to happen? What does this information, how does it guide our trading idea? So best believe, like I said, it's a downtrend. To further confirm that, if I take my trend line here, the hell's wrong with my mouse? Sorry about that. Okay, so just check out my trend line. Sorry about that. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. I mean, right? Can you see that? So, can you see that? Doesn't it look beautiful? Yeah, it does. I know, right? So, just check out my Fibonacci. Can you see? Can you see this? Remember I told you. So categorically, and this is still on the monthly time frame. This is still on the monthly time frame. You can see our Fibonacci trend line and the major resistance level. It's all lining up perfectly well. It's looking very beautiful. Yeah. So what that means is at the end of the day, my bias on euro dollar is also very bearish. I am I'm strongly shorting this market. I'm strongly, I'm strongly believing that this market would fall. Yeah. So I mean, and a couple of weeks ago as well, we realized that, or I realized that there was, this was a major resistance level. So suppliers are just holding on here. At every point in time, price came here. You can see the retesting. It was just coming here to retest, and today we see price currently trading here, right? So I really just will stick to my gun and sit on my hands for the euro. Let's see what happens in the coming week as well. In the coming weeks, I am hoping to short this pair, best believe. So yeah, like I said, whenever there is a breakout from support, right, it becomes a resistance. It's a basic principle of price action here. And that's exactly what happened here. So I was closely monitoring this. So if you were also trading this, you realize at some point, a lot of people were just buying euros because they were like, oh, it's a buy, it's a buy. But like I said, you can always have two biases on a market currency pair, on a currency pair actually. And the reason why I said you can always have two biases because I mean it's normal, okay? But here's one thing you need to pay close attention to. What should always shape or guide your trading idea should be the overall bias of the market. So the monthly, the weekly time frame should always guide what you think that the market is going to do at the end of the day, because the higher time frames would always influence lower time frames. Yeah, I said that again so it sticks. So please have that at the back of your mind. So we had, our spot got broken. So the reason why we have this, reaction here to the upside is because I mean this is the major area, right? And you can see it just formed as a support here, and if you look at the wave market structure, you can see lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs. We expect a lower low. So the kind of setup I'm looking to short this market at the end of the day is I want to see a lower low, which is an outbreak from this major area. I want to see a lower high. So I want to see something like this. I want to see something like this. This is exactly what I want to see to short. So once I see something like this, I'm going to just have my entry somewhere around here. Okay, and then I'm shorting this pair. I'm actually going to be shorting this as well. So this is just to tell you that there's a lot of money to be made looking going forward, like with pairs like GBPUSD, EURUSD, and yeah, most likely AUDUSD as well. So that is exactly what I'm looking to do in the coming week or weeks for EURUSD. So as long as we see price trading below this resistance level, below this support level rather, once we see price trading below here and this support becomes a significant resistance, best believe, like Burna Boy says, right? I'm a big fan of Burna Boy, so don't get angry when I call Burna Boy. So I just need price to, yeah. So I just need price to trade right below my counter trend line. Yeah, possibly come here, retest, and trust me, it's going to fall. That is what I am looking to do for this guy. So what else am I looking at? Okay, yeah. So one other pair that has been giving me joy as well is oil. So oil has been a very bad boy. Oil has been a very bad. If you heard that stuff before, you are a bad boy. So oil has been a very, very bad boy. Yeah, that's because I mean I've been like at the end of the day, you shouldn't always be trading. Trust me, trading always is not what gives you money. Like you know, my mentor actually always say less is more. So trust me. So if you only trade the best trades, you're definitely always going to be a winner. You're actually always going to make a lot of money. So at the end of the day, if you're taking, for example, you're taking, let's say, 30 trades in a whole year, and you're only taking the best trades in the whole year. So let us say out of 30, you're spot on 25 times. Trust me, do you know how much you're gonna make? It depends on it's now relative to the kind of the account size you trade and all of that. But less is more. So I would rather trade 30 times in a year, win 25, lose 5, and of course, definitely kind of my risk to reward ratio is pretty much like 1 to at least 3. So I'm always looking at 1 to 5 to around 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 5, at least 1 to 3. So just think about that on 30 trades, winning 25, losing just 5, right? I would rather be that kind of trader than being a trader that takes like 100 trades in a whole year, win 50, lose 50. Trust me, you can still be profitable as well. But I just don't want to be that kind of trader because I know that type of trader is pretty much going to be exposed to a lot of stress, a lot of so many things, right? And like I said, there's really no one part to this thing. There's no one part to this game, right? So I'm not disregarding anybody. I respect everybody who's playing this game because trust me, it's a lot. You must be a very exceptional person to be in this game and also winning in the game. So for oil, yeah, oil has been the bad boy, like I said. So my bias on oil was pretty much when oil was falling, I shorted oil as well at some point. So oil, but my overall bias for is oil is going to go long because from 10 line, first touch, second touch, you know, and oil is currently trading above this resistance level. Or it's basically trading above this resistance, this support level rather, this support level. So because it's trading above here, there's a tendency next target level for oil is $92.52 per barrel. And if we break this area, the next target level for oil is going to be over $100 per barrel, right? So that's a prediction from gifts and best believe. I don't know why I like saying best believe. I just like it anyways. Yeah, so I mean, when oil broke out, I mean, I knew this was going to happen because I remember since oil broke out this particular range, it has not pulled back or retraced. I knew it was a supply level, but I was expecting that I need to see a retracement. Once there's a retracement and it reaches just above the support level, it was going to move. So I knew this was going to happen, and that is exactly what is happening. So what do you do if you want to trade oil? Yeah. So what you just need to look out for is so we can see that there's been a pullback, right? You just need to wait for those that trade and breakout strategies. I don't know what they call those things again, but however you want to do it, just so if I'm not really looking forward to trading oil, but I mean, if you would trade oil, you should just if you're a patient trader, I don't want to assume all traders are patient. It's not every trader that is patient. If you're a patient trader, you just hold on to see a significant retest. Let's see a retest around this area, this support and resistance. So I want to see a retest to the downside to around maybe $80 per barrel. Once it comes there and I see a bullish engulfing candlestick, best believe I'm going long on oil, to at least because I know the next target level for oil, as long as this area holds, is $92.50, $92 per barrel. That's the next target level for oil, US oil. So I mean, oil is going, always going. And so, is there any other pair I want to consider quickly? I mean, I've used a lot of time. To those of you still watching, thank you for taking your time. I mean, it's a valuable content. Welcome back to my screen, guys. I mean, for those of you who have actually stayed through this video from the very beginning to this moment, you're the real G. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, walking through my video as well, and most importantly, I believe by now you've subscribed and you've also clicked the notification button. So subsequently, you would always see videos like this from me, you know. And thank you very much for waiting to the end of this video. Until when next we meet,